interesting story. Danielle and I were just coming back from a farm to get my milk, and we're driving down the road, and thankfully it's like, although it's a main road, it's like it doesn't have a bunch of stoplights and stuff. And Danielle's like, Mom, like there's an animal up there. And I was like, oh, it's moving pretty slow. And then as we get closer, we realize it's like a giant snapping turtle. So I literally stop traffic. Like I just pull up and stop in the middle of the road. And so we're trying to get it to move along. It won't move along. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, well, there happened to be a park cop like driving the opposite way. So he kind of pulls over and everything. I just can't. He was so obnoxious because I was even like, are there like one of the rescue things that can come get it? And he's like, they don't save turtles. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, well, do you have like your baton or something that like we can use to maybe like push it along? And he's like, no. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, well, we can't be blocking up traffic for this. And I'm like, I'm not going to let him get hit. And so Danielle and I are like trying to like, you know, get this thing. And Danielle's like, you know what? We have like this old Halloween thing that we were going to get rid of in the trunk. She's like, it's got the stick. We'll try to move it along. So this is all like 10 minutes. And this cop finally gets out of his park truck. And like, he was just such a poop head and completely useless. And, you know, it was all about the traffic being backed up and nobody was going to help and all this. So the other side of traffic is backed up. And then all of a sudden this Jeep comes like storming up and we're like, dang, somebody's mad. He wasn't mad. He jumped out of his Jeep and he's like, it's not going to hurt you. And he just like picks this snapping turtle up and takes it over to the other side of the road and gets it in the woods and everything. And he's like, they can't reach that far back. And I'm like, and Danielle's like, yeah, that guy's handled animals before. And so we thanked him and we were just like, we just didn't want it to get run over. And so, yeah, just this guy driving in his Jeep, minding his own business. I'm literally so thankful to that man for becoming like showing up and just being a man and just taking care of business and not just a douchey, like having a bad day. I don't know if he was even a real cop or if he's just a park cop, but he was obnoxious.